YouTube here. Just thinking about it. Put on the music. Standby screen.
You're gonna like this little segment we've got here, Mike.
What's up?
I'm gonna make you guess whether it's a Beeple original or a Sheeple original.
Okay, well, guess whether it's something that I did or not.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Basically.
I think that'll be pretty easy.
You think that'll be easy?
To determine whether it's something I did or not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty easy.
Can you remember all of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember
Well, I can remember if it's like I definitely didn't do that.
Right.
We'll see. We'll see.
I guarantee you I will get 100% of those correct.
Sweet.
All right. I'm holding.
Guarantee.
All right.
All right, we're almost ready to go. I'm just making sure everything's working on the live front.
Gotta find one that I think would stump you.
There's no way you will find one.
Okay.
Live and everything?
We're
Live and
live. We're live on everything. We're out there. Everything's ready to go. Let's
So,
start our recording software here.
start the addition stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh boy.
Waiting for some messages to come in here. What?
Lamb said so much swearing today. I can't wait.
Oh.
Nope, today's gonna be clean.
All right.
Not gonna be clean.
You
It's not
think
gonna be clean.
you won't get stumped
Not
by
gonna be
people or
clean.
sheeple? I guarantee you, you'll drop at least one F-bomb.
Yeah, no, there's definitely. I'll drop at least 100.
Yeah.
Only 100. It's all right.
Only.
The explicit tag is a given for this episode. All right. Oh, Mark, what plugin gives you the motivation to make so many renders?
Octane.
There you go. All right. So, is everybody rolling on their recording device of choice?
Oh, no, hold on.
Yeah. Yes. No,
Just keep it up so that you can like watch it,
Sure it
just in
doesn't F
case.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to do a little sync, and it will be 1, 2, 3, clap. And that's how we're going to sync. So we're all going to do it at once. You ready?
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I'll do it. Here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. There we go. We are sanctified. All right. I'm rolling. Y'all are rolling. The internet seems to be
rolling,
working. Is everything sound good on the stream? Everything okay? Audience members? How are we looking there? Everything sound good?
Mike, do you go on the Cinema 4D subreddit at all?
No.
Okay.
Why, sir?
No, just curious.
I haven't been on it in a long time.
I think it's funny because dude, I know you're gonna get every single one of these.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No chance. I know what I did.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. You've got such a huge collection of work.
It's not that huge where it's like, I have no idea if I did this. Not that big.
All right. We'll see.
Plus, it's only really from the last. You're not going to find something that's like, 7 years ago. You maybe then.
Yeah, because then it's all photography, right?
That's all
You
like
won't be able to hear it, though.
weird. Maybe something that was like 8 years ago. If you
Well,
found some
do that.
super rando
It's
thing,
gonna be
you might have a small chance.
All right.
right now. Yeah.
We'll see.
Go back and look at like 2009.
Well,
And
yeah.
find something that looks like 2009 stuff.
Oh, jeez. All right. Save.
Phone.
Which I don't even know where you'd find something like that. Like you,
Right. Right. All
maybe
right,
like
Matt.
shitty stock 3D stuff.
What?
All right, Matt. You keep.
I'm trying to
looking-
think where you'd find something that looks like the 2009 stuff. Like maybe like shitty 3D stock stuff. Like
Yeah.
stock images.
Trust me, I'm sure we can find a few on the Cinema 4D subreddit.
Okay. Well, you keep doing that, Matt, during the show, and we'll get to that later on.
Okay,
We'll get this
okay,
thing moving
yeah.
here. All right. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's get going. No, Damon, you didn't miss anything. We haven't started yet.
Smearball says already counted 27 swears.
All right. Here we go.
Do it.
What up?
We're gonna do the intro. Matt, he'll introduce you, and then you just say hello, and then I'm gonna go into the whole spiel, and then we'll start. So here we
Let's
go.
do it.
What up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph Brocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt, and joining us today is the man, the myth, the legend, the amazing Mr. Beeple from BeepleCrap.com. People-crap.
And Brograph is a supplement to our site, Brograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other MoGraph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man. And you can email us, Brograph@Brograph.com. Let us know what you think about the show. Ask us questions, send us your feedback, your thoughts, your concerns, and we love to read that. So hit us up. So this week, people.
Yeah.
All right. That's it, everybody. We're done.
We're done. We had people on the show.
Good
again.
talk,
was it.
good talk, guys.
That was it. Man, so what is going on with you? My man.
Same old shit. Same old
Oh,
shit.
there it is.
There you
There it
go.
is.
What?
Everybody drink on the cursing.
Yes,
I think that would-
every time
it's a great
Mike
game.
swears,
Get
you have to
alcohol
take a drink
poisoning.
Yeah.
within the first 20 minutes.
It's not same old stuff though. You've been doing some fun stuff. You had your party. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
super fun. Yeah, thank you guys for coming out. I think you guys might have won the award for furthest distance traveled.
Unless someone came
So-
from another country, I don't know. Maybe we did. And Paul.
Yeah.
Paul tied
Yeah.
with us.
Because we all came from New York.
when
yeah.
did you guys go in the morning back?
Oh, we left at like 4 a.m.
Are you serious?
Oh, no, the
No,
next day?
The next
The
day.
next
Yeah.
day, our flight wasn't until like 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
fine.
okay.
So we were good.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Okay. What time did you get in? Like, how long were you in LA?
Well, we woke up at midnight California time.
Yeah, and left at 4 and so we left
Yeah.
at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. to go to the airport. So our flight was at 6 a.m. New York time, and then we flew there. We had an hour and a half layover in Chicago.
Chicago. I think we got in at like, I don't know, noon
Mm-hmm.
there or
Okay.
something like that. So
You had a second to just chill for a bit.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, took a little nap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was a interesting night. That was definitely crazy.
So tell us
yeah,
tell us about this clothing line thing. Like tell us. I haven't. I saw the post. I don't know anything else about it. I'm like, oh, that's what's as much as you can say. What's going on there?
No. So yeah, it was just they contacted me. Actually, somebody contacted me first from just on Instagram, which is, just for the record, the worst way to contact anybody. That is the worst way. And the guy at first just contacted me and said, I'm a 28-year-old guy from Paris, who works with clothes. Would you like to work on something? And of course, I did not see that message at all. Like, even if I would have seen it, it would have been like, okay, right. This is just nothing. It's like, why wouldn't you say you're from Louis Vuitton? Right. So then somebody emailed me and they're like, okay, we're from Louis Vuitton and we want to like use some of the clothing on, or some of the pictures on clothing or whatever. And is that tweaking out for everybody? Like the video on mine is like,
I think
super tweaking out.
You're
okay,
good.
that's
You're
just
good.
me. Okay. So anyway, so they like contacted me, or he just messaged me, and it was like, okay, we want to use some of the pictures on clothing, and I'm like, seems a little weird, but I guess maybe some of the like more kind of patterny sort of techie stuff, maybe you could kind of like, a pattern on some small little thing or whatever. And so then they picked out like 10 pictures that they were just like, okay, we're going to have you make some like small changes to these pictures, and we'll use that. And so they then they showed me the pictures they wanted, and they were all like this robots and shit, and it was like, what? Like, how the fuck are you gonna put this on like women's clothing? On like a fucking $3,000 women's shirt, you're gonna put a fucking robot. Like, so it's like, okay, so they had me make the changes, which a lot of them were just like, it was like change, like add the like logo. Like, it was basically like one of them was like this tower, and I had a McDonald's logo on it. And they're like, yeah, just change the McDonald's logo to a Louis Vuitton logo.
Oh, okay.
That's really funny. Because I feel like you're trying to say something with all these corporate things in like your dailies, and they're like, oh no, we like that. Just put our logo there.
Yeah. No, it's just like, no, yeah, that's good with us. Yeah, we'll look like that. Yeah, we're fine with being interpreted like that. It's like, okay, yeah. So it was pretty minor changes to most of them. A couple of them, it was like, can you kind of combine them? Two of them into sort of one, but most of them it was just put in the logos. And so, I sent them the high-res files, and again, they're like, we don't know what they're going to be used for. We just kind of like hand them off. And I was dealing directly with Louis Vuitton, not through like a third party, but it was sort of like, the guy I was talking to was sort of like, I don't really get involved with like the studio, and it's sort of like, that's their thing. And I don't even like to like talk to them, like ask them, like bug them. And so it was kind of like, sent them the like high-res files, and then it was like a month, and it was sort of like, oh yeah, we're using them, and I'm kind of like, is this like is this just some low-level dude at the fucking company who's just like, oh, let's use some people shit on the fucking clothes, and then the guy actually in charge is like, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. Like, why would we do that? That we're not gonna do that. So I'm like really thinking this is like still very low chance of actually happening. And it just so happened that I was doing a talk in Paris like a couple weeks before that. So it was like, oh fuck, we could actually like go to the show show opening in Paris. And so it ended up that we were able to like go. And so even the like night of the show, it was kind of like they couldn't tell me, like had not seen anything. And I thought, there's probably at least a 50% chance we go to this show at the friggin' Louvre, and it's like nothing. It was going to be like, yeah, I didn't see anything. Did you see anything? No. They didn't use it. So we go and, sit down. And I've never been to anything like this, like fucking Paris Fashion Week. Like, and this is nothing that I've ever remotely been to. And so we sit down, and the first model comes out, and there's the fucking, like, plain as day, the, like, picture. Second model, picture. Third model, picture. Fourth model. And it's just, like, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. And it's like, oh, my God, what the fuck? They used everything. Like, I was just, like, freaking out. All the people around me were just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, fucking freaking out.
How many
like,
were there?
There's 45 like looks for the like collection or whatever, and they used pictures on 13 of them. So on a third of the looks, they had some pictures on them, and some of them, it was just like, it's like, how the hell are they going to use this? And it's like, oh, they literally just put the full picture on the front of a white T-shirt. It's like, I would have never imagined they would do that. So it was just like the most, I would have thought it'd been like, oh, in the inside lining of the sole, like that little thing. See how there's a little robot there, like that. You know what I mean? That's what I thought. If they did use it at all, it would be like, it's on the inside lining of a purse, like under where you'd put everything, and like you'll never see it.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was just like super bizarre.
Did they give you any of the shirts afterwards?
So the shirts, no. So the shirts right now, these shirts don't come out until the spring. That was the spring collection.
Okay.
And right now they're taking all the stuff.
So that wasn't just a show to like show off like potential stuff or fun stuff or whatever. Like I know there's like sometimes with fashion shows they just show off whatever, but they're actually like legit making a line.
Yeah, no, this is the spring collection.
Wow.
Like, this is the spring collection that will be in the stores. What they do is they take what they did, and there's certain elements that are maybe hard to like mass produce, or a little like super weirdly frilly, or like weird, like just a little too much. They'll kind of like take those off, but it's sort of like mostly like 95. I got the impression it was like roughly 95% what you saw on the show will be what the actual like clothes look like. So yeah, they'll come out in the spring. Like I guess I'm not sure
totally
exactly.
Buying one.
The spring.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you do realize how much those are. They could be like $3-4 grand.
3-4 grand?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I hope you're getting some kickbacks from that.
Not as much for how much they freaking make on this. I'll say that. I would say the cheapest I saw like a shirt for was like $500, and most of the shirt, just a T-shirt, like a fucking plain nothing T-shirt, is
no robots on it.
No, like a Louis Vuitton logo T-shirt, and that was like $500.
See, here's what we do.
Version.
I'm gonna say, we make some sheeple versions of this. Of this, we actually license some of your work for us to print them on plain white T-shirts, and then
profit.
Just
Well,
exactly.
I actually already have some shirts through this other company. There's this guy in Colorado who kind of like makes shirts or whatever, and he's made some like shirts or whatever with some of the work. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting price point. But it's just funny because it's like they can put. I mean, they're not. It's obviously the cost is their brand, and it's like they could put anything on that fucking shirt, and it would still be $3,000.
Exactly.
It doesn't really even matter what they put on the shirt to some degree.
I'm totally doing my own iron-on version. Just I'm gonna go to Target.
Wait, don't you guys have, or was that David Aria has some? I think he had some like shirt that he made or something.
Is it the one of you?
Oh.
Is it the one with you on it?
I think it has me. Yeah, like and my face is super red or something.
Yeah.
It's in our.
I made that one. I tried to make it as awful as possible, and I used Comic Sans, I think, and
It's so
why was my face super red? Was it like the?
I don't know. It was some picture I got from somewhere. It was supposed to be.
Oh, you just jacked up the contrast.
Yeah, it was just supposed to be look as bad as possible. I think the whole thing happened because you were speaking somewhere, I think at an event in New York or something, and a couple people were gonna go. I think it turned out they couldn't go, but we were like, y'all gotta like wear these shirts and just show up in the audience, and
that would have been fucking good. I would have been like, stand up, that's great.
So, talk to me about the party. Like, why? What was the why?
So
why'd you decide to throw it all together and stuff? I mean, it was a killer party.
I did not throw that all together. Let me make that clear first off. So, I was gonna be in LA for Adobe Max for that Adobe stock thing that I did. That part of that thing was going to Adobe Max or whatever. And so it was sort of like, oh, it'd be cool to like, you know, get all of my sort of friends together. That way I don't have to like go and like meet all of them separately and try to like, I'll meet you this time. Like if we could just all get together at like a bar, then I could just kind of like bang everybody out at one time.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the original plan. And so I sort of like, or like trying to like tag on to like a meetup. So I like kind of like tried to like see who does the like meetups out there. And there are some people who do meetups that sort of like madre people, but to be honest, they don't do that many. And it was sort of like, there wasn't like a ton of, I couldn't really find like a good sort of like, I don't know, a good kind of like avenue of like, okay, this is our next meetup and we'll just like, you know, kind of maybe move it a little bit and like kind of do it then or whatever. So it was like, okay, let's like try and plan something for like, you know, that date or whatever. And so I started like working with those guys. And then I remembered one of my buddies, and we were like looking at bars and stuff, and you'd have to like, you know, to book the bar, like get so much alcohol, blah, blah, blah. And then I remembered I had a buddy who like does the parties for Amazon. Like Amazon has their like Amazon Web Services conference each year, and they do the like final party of that thing. And like this year, it's actually in a couple days. They're expecting 35,000 people at that party.
Holy cow.
Jeez.
Yeah. So they put on big fucking parties.
That's not even like a party. That's like a like a
full open bar. Concert. Like fucking last year was like DJ Snake. And I went to one of the parties in 2000. I went to that party in 2015, and it was like the most fucking insane party. It's in Vegas. It's the most fucking insane party. So I had been seeing, they had been posting a bunch of pictures on social media of like new offices downtown. It's like, oh, maybe they could like do it at their offices or whatever. So I was like, oh, you guys want to like host this party there? And like, you know, I figured they could kind of like cover everything. And I kind of thought it might be a little bigger than whatever, but I was like, oh, they'll be like cool to like actually do it. Like if it kind of like gets a little bigger than we thought. And so, you know, they're like, oh yeah, if it's like 150 people, we'll just cover everything. We'll call, you know, no cost. We'll cover all the drinks, whatever. And I was like, okay, sweet. And so we like opened up the RSVP, and within like 2 days, 1,000 people. Yeah. They're like, whoa, fuck, shut the RSVP down. Like, okay, like, wait, what the fuck are we doing? Like, so then it was sort of like, okay, they were like, we'll find a new venue and just like, you know, open it up, sell drinks, whatever. And so they like handled all of that. Like they found the venue, they, you know, hired the drink people, or I don't know if the drink people are with the venue. I have no idea. They got like Red Bull sponsored it, like, you know, like,
rad.
Donated a bunch of Red Bull shit and like.
Then why was I paying for Red Bull?
Well, Red Bull, they like, I think they gave them some Red Bull. They were still selling drinks, but they like, you know, because they were trying to like recoup some of their, you know, sort of like costs or whatever. So yeah, they kind of like handled all the like money and like, you know, security and booking like DJs and stuff and the sound system and that like LED screen and projectors and all that shit. Like they handled like 99.9% of it. Like that's if it was me, it'd been like, okay, 1,300 people. Yep, that's not happening. Like
how many people ended up showing up to
that? So the venue held 800. The max of the venue was 800 people. So we actually, and we had 2,300 people in the end RSVP'd.
Jeez.
We actually started kind of doing things to make sure all those people didn't show up. Like we didn't send out like reminder emails the day and stuff like that. And I didn't like post anymore like come to this thing, don't forget, blah, because we didn't want a line outside. Like who couldn't, you know, get in, that they like showed up to this thing, and then it's like, well, I'm sorry, the like fire code is like 800. We can't have any more than 800. Right. So like, and Corey, like the guy, my buddy who runs that company or whatever, was like trying to obviously sort of mitigate this as well to kind of make sure there wasn't an issue with this. And so we ended up having through the door was like 700 people. So it was like
still
perfect, like
a ton of people.
Yeah, I know, but it like perfectly but everybody got to get in. Nobody had to like stay outside, so it was like it honestly worked like totally perfect as far as that.
Oh, you did have to, like Kevin says here, you did have to rescue Paul at one point.
So I brought Paul in, didn't talk to him the rest of the night. Totally, there was like 2 or 3 other people. It kind of backfired, like in terms of talking to my friends. There was like 3 or 4 other people. It was like, oh hey, never talked to him the rest of the night.
It's like a wedding.
Yeah, right? It was just like, yeah, it was definitely like so freaking crazy. But there was like tons of other people that I'd like, didn't like that I had talked to before and kind of forgot they were from LA. And it's like, oh fuck, like you, like I talked to you, blah blah blah. I never met them, like, so it was super good as far as that. But yeah, it was definitely super fun. And hopefully, Corey was definitely like, let's do it next year or whatever. So hopefully, next year we can do it as well. I would definitely be down. But again, it's kind of, I have no capability to like plan a party like that. So if he's like, yeah, I'm not doing it, that's not happening.
Is this a tradition now? Or is that
dude, make it a tradition.
Thing?
I don't know. I mean, it was definitely kind of like, I think, they liked it in terms of sort of kind of boosting, because the other reason I kind of, and the company's called Production Club, just to put that out there. They were looking for Octane freelancers. He had mentioned that like a couple months before that, and he was like, oh, do you know of any people? And so it was sort of like, that was another reason that I thought they would be a good fit, is because, they're kind of like looking for, freelancers. They're always on the lookout for people. So yeah, I would definitely say if you're in LA or you want to do, concert visuals, they just did a big thing for the Chainsmokers. They do awesome. They're super, super cool people. So Production Club, I would definitely look them up and shoot them a reel, and they would definitely be good people to connect with.
Cool, man. I like Gav Grant's comment. You should call it BeepleCon.
BeepleCon. Well, I just want it to be like a party, because I feel like that's the other thing. Like I feel like there's
that
not,
it was.
Well, I feel like there's not. I didn't really want like talks. I wanted it to just like, this is not a meetup. This is not a conference. This is just a party to get together with all the other like MoGraph people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I feel like there's not enough like events like that. It's either like a meetup, and sometimes when you go to a meetup, me personally, it's kind of like, I just want to talk to the guy sitting next to me. Like, I don't necessarily want to like listen to this thing about X particles right now. Like,
right.
It's like I haven't seen this guy in forever, or we've got like a limited amount of time to sort of like catch up. That it's sort of like, I want to hear this, but I could hear that on YouTube, like tomorrow or the next day, and I can't do that to you, the person I'm like came with, or like friends at this. So it was like, that's kind of the what I wanted it to be more about, is just catching up with buddies.
And David Ariev did a nice video as well.
Yeah, he did an awesome thing. Yeah, I just reached out to him. I was like, dude, you like fucking know all this shit. Like, I've heard so many times listening to the like podcast, like he's like said something, and I've gone and watched that video and been like, oh, fucking super sweet. So I was just like, can you put together like a couple hour like reel of just like whatever, just getting shit off the internet. Like, if anybody bitches, tell them I told you to do it, and they can bitch at me.
He actually said that a few people at that show, because people were watching it, like they've actually gotten a few calls for work because of it.
Somebody messaged me, and they were like, and it was somebody that I'd met in Athens a couple weeks before that, and I totally like forgot about it, blah blah blah. But they were like, oh yeah, somebody said that they saw this thing at that party you did, and they're like, want to like work with us. So it was like, oh fuck. So yeah, I sent it to like David to be like, yeah, this is freaking super sweet to see.
He knows everybody, man. Like, and he remembers every name. I'll see something, and I don't remember the name. No. That's my problem.
Yep.
And honestly, a lot of times I'll see something and I won't like, it'll be like, oh sweet, and I won't. Sometimes I will, but sometimes I won't even like dig deeper to see like, wait, who the fuck did that? Like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's sweet, and add it to a Pinterest board or something, and like. goes into the like void of the internet. I just attribute it to internet.
So the daily that you did after the party was called Reboot. Did that have any influence because of the amount of partying that we all did?
Dude, you guys were like gone after. It was like, where the fuck is everybody? I went to like a fucking warehouse after party too. Like,
really?
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
No, we just went to Denny's.
We went to Denny's.
Nah, dude. I didn't get home till like 4 or something, maybe. It was.
Man.
And I was done by after the party, and then it was like, I've got a buddy in LA there who goes pretty hard, and so it was like, oh, dude, let's go to this thing, and
oh man,
fucking yeah, it was. Yeah. No, it was a long night. That was a long night.
Cool, man.
So we've had you on before, so there are some things that we've already kind of talked about. So I don't think we're gonna like we don't
need to hear your
revisit.
origin story. We don't need to hear your origin story.
I mean, we can talk about some other stuff like Cinnamon 4D, as my daughter accidentally called it the other day.
I was going to ask you about the talk to me about Imagine Dragons. So you just did their second or their newest album on top of like their last album cover as well, right?
Yeah.
How'd you land that gig?
It started last year. They had contacted me for that Believer single, and they had somebody working on album art for the like single or whatever, and they didn't like it, and they were just like found every day that I did, and they were like, we need this like literally like immediately. Like, is there any way we could like license this? And I was like, sure, awesome, that'd be great. And so they licensed that, and then they like kept doing that. They kept like licensing every 8 days for different singles. And then they were like, oh, do you want to like do the like cover for the like actual album, like something, custom or whatever. And so we did that, and then since then they've kept basically doing that, like licensing every days for single art, and then when the next album came out, they were like, do you want to like do the album art or whatever?
That's cool. So
yeah,
keeping that in mind that you're actually making money off of these everydays now, do you sometimes like put a little bit more work into it?
Well,
like
instead of just
like sometimes calling it in, just being like, okay, I think this one's going to be some album art. I'm going to try and shoot for that.
There has been a couple times where they like came to me with something, and and they kind of like, sometimes they'll have the like song title, and it's like, I don't know if I have like anything that would necessarily fit. So I'll kind of like that day or whatever, I'll do something that's kind of like, this kind of feels like it could be Imagine Dragons type, like whatever. And there was one time it was just like, yep, that's it. And it was just like, fuck, sweet. That was like done. And it was like, hour and a half or whatever, 2 hours. And it was like, yep, they're good. Yep, that's good. Like there's never like any changes. Like it's very like, they're super freaking easy to work with. Like it's just, I mean, for the actual album art. We went some rounds or whatever, but nothing too bad or whatever. But for the like single stuff, it's just like, yep, that's good, cool. So
that's cool. Yeah, no, talk to me about their concert visuals, because you were nice enough to get us tickets to go and see Imagine Dragons, and a lot of their stuff, their concert visuals, looks very Beeple inspired. And I wasn't sure if you actually had a hand in that, or whether like you were just they were taking every days and then getting another team to animate them.
Yeah, that's what they kind of more or less did. They licensed a bunch of project files for me from the Everydays, and so they like picked out like 10 or whatever, and so then I just packaged up the like project files or whatever, and then they had another team sort of like animate them because they didn't have the time to kind of work on that or whatever. But yeah,
too busy making Imagine Dragons Everydays.
I don't remember what I was working on at the time, but yeah, I couldn't really like take it on or whatever. But yeah.
Are you still doing any concert visual stuff?
Yeah. Don't know if I can say what I'm working on right now, but yeah, I'm definitely working on like concert visual stuff. I don't know if they've announced it yet.
That's all right.
But yeah, I'm definitely still working on concert visuals. I just did again, this is part of like a bigger team or whatever, but Childish Gambino stuff.
Cool.
A couple, yeah, it was pretty cool. I think what else was Britney Spears thing. Yeah, there's been a bunch of stuff throughout the year or whatever.
Is there ever a time where like an artist, they want you to do work for an artist and you're like, that person, really? Like they want my stuff? Like, I mean, because you think Britney Spears, you don't necessarily think people.
No, and that's the thing. I'm part of like a bigger team. It's not just like I'm on a bigger team with this company that like that's their thing. Like I'm just one piece of the like team or whatever. So it wasn't like Britney's like, I need freaking people, blah blah blah. Like, no, it's like these are giant shows that like have, you know, huge layers of like decision makers on top of decision makers from the management, the label, the blah blah blah. Like, so it's sort of like, you know, and then I'm just one person like on a thing designing a few tracks or whatever, because they're just like such insanely big productions. How much say do you have into when you're pushing these out? Because like I would think zero. Okay, just on the team. I'm just a like
that's crazy
person on the team. Yeah,
that's so crazy. No. See, guys, even people has to deal with people making executive decisions.
100%.
Yeah, even people has a boss.
I think people like think that like this. There comes a point where you just magically have this, you know, free say over whatever the fuck, and you just do whatever the fuck you want. Like that doesn't happen. That happens when you're self-financing it. And if you're not self-financing it, you're not calling the shots. Even these big directors, they're fucking, you know, whoever.
Yeah.
If somebody else is paying for it, like, they'll go in and they'll be like, here's our notes. And they'll have notes and they'll want shit changed. And shit will get changed. And they'll be like, that's why they have director's cuts. I mean, that's what director's cuts are. Director's cuts like, well, the movie didn't quite turn out how I wanted it to turn out, even as the director, even as, you know, this big name guy who's at the fucking top of the industry, wasn't exactly how I wanted it to be because I didn't put up the $200 million to make that movie. So this thought that you're sort of like gonna get above that, and I'm definitely nowhere close to that. So that's even those people are kind of like, they're making changes. They're making changes that they don't want to make. So it's kind of, and I look at it as like I did one of the jobs this year was for Barry Manilow. It was fucking Barry Manilow's fucking, dude, I've done some things.
And so like, are you putting in any of your style, or is someone coming to you with boards and stuff like that? Like, like seriously, you say Barry Manilow, I don't think people.
No. You know? And to be honest, Barry Manilow didn't think people in the end. Barry Manilow didn't think people. We did this thing for him, and he was having like a rebooting his like he had like a Vegas residency or something. And he's definitely, I will say, to his credit, like he seems very actually involved in this stuff. Like a lot of like bigger people, it's just kind of like they don't fucking give a fuck. Like it's just whatever. They show up to rehearsals and it's like, well, oh cool, yeah, okay. And then they fucking do their thing and they don't give a fuck. But like he would seem like into it, but. Yeah, it ended up, you know, we did a bunch of stuff and it was looking pretty decent. And then it kind of like turned out that really what he wanted was just to recreate what he already had. He just didn't have those project files.
Oh, that's
so funny. He had like a cam recording of his intro and he didn't have the actual intro video files. So he wanted that recreated almost like literally exactly. And it was not good. It was like particular presets and shit. Like,
nice.
It was like really.
Some college kid made it for him a long time ago.
A long time ago. Like it was, But it's sort of like at the end of the day, like, I don't know. I think you have to like, disconnect something from that and just like find something that's interesting or fun about these projects to like grow and like learn and like not get too hung up on like this isn't exactly what I want, because it's not gonna be. Like, you're taking money, it's not gonna be exactly what you want, but that doesn't mean that, like, I don't know, like, that's work. Like, I think it's unrealistic to like think that every project is gonna be this, like, you know, just beautiful artistic whatever. Like, it's just you got to kind of like find the interesting piece of it that you can like sort of, you know, maybe it's not even has anything to do with the final product. Maybe it's just it was an excuse for you to learn something about X particles, or it was an excuse for you to like try out
several of those moments lately.
Sure, where it's just like I just like you just learned something little. It's not like, you know, this kind of maybe that's it. Maybe that's all that was. It was just something where you got to like learn something and somebody paid you to like learn X particles. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that's kind of how I look at it, I guess.
Well, it's like what Matt was working on this morning. He's like, oh, I'm just going to try this in Fusion.
Yeah.
So I can see.
No,
you know?
yeah. So this week I don't know what's going on with Adobe, but Adobe is like crap in the bed right now.
Oh, don't you dare talk about Adobe. Don't you dare talk about my boy Adobe.
just as far as
download
like,
issues. That's all.
I'm having download issues on their side. Like, I cannot download. So it took me 8 hours to download After Effects.
Yeah, it seems super weird.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was like, all right, I can't download this. I can't open this project because it was open in a new or made in a newer version. So I'm just gonna try it out on Fusion. So I was able to play around with Fusion.
You know, just try out the nodes and such.
Yeah.
You know, small.
Don't get me wrong. I love Adobe.
a small project or something that you can do a little learning on. You know, if it's not something too complicated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely. I think each project is going to be sort of its own thing, and as far as that. But yeah, I think things like that where it's like you got to like get a little introduction to this, and you know, see what it is, and it is what it is. There, you guys have been doing a bunch of like concert visual stuff more, haven't you? Yeah, that link you sent me, that link to the thing, I couldn't see it in there.
Which one?
It seemed like a guy talking about the gift shop.
Yeah, it's at the 5-minute mark. It's only for a couple. It's only for like a few seconds.
2 seconds.
Okay.
It's all we've seen so far because it's only been open for 2 days.
Yeah.
So, shit.
Yeah.
Wait, did you do something else that opened a while ago?
Yeah, it was like so we've done 3 for this.
This is the third one.
Busch Gardens. This is the third one.
Nice.
Done.
Yeah. So we have video of the other stuff, but I think we were talking on Facebook. I think maybe Jake might possibly might be able to get him to go down there and take some video.
Zubair was talking to me about it, and I was like, cool. And then I got busy for some reason and didn't answer.
Because we have this template for this projection map now, so it's like we don't have to go to the park every time. We just send all of these files. Yeah, so like if we want to see it though, it's like a day's trek to get there. So we're like, it's somebody just
in Williamsburg?
Yeah.
Williamsburg, yeah.
Yeah. That's an easy flight for you actually, because we actually go through.
Yeah, we'll just have you go shoot some video for us.
Yeah, why don't you go? No. We actually go, I think we go through your airport to get there. But there's like weird drive, like you got to rent a car, then you got to drive. It's just a journey to get there. And
there's no close airport?
Not really. Not really. So it's one of those things where like we just rely on YouTube videos to see how our work turned out. You know, we just search Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, as long as the client's happy, it's kind of like it's.
They were super happy with this one. Which is really nice.
Nice. So do you guys have like a regular like sort of like thing with them now that it's like anytime they're kind of?
Well, this was the end of our
contract.
First contract. Yeah. So we're hoping they pick up another one. We don't know if they will or not.
Yeah.
So if they do, cool. That's sweet. You know, but whatever.
It's a lot of fun to do because when you do a projection map initially, there's a lot of stress in just trying to make sure everything lines up, everything looks good. But then once you have
honestly, template, I don't even know how to like do that. Like I am so far on the like content side of it that it's like I have no idea how to fucking project. I mean, I understand the basic concept, but what software you use and like how you like actually set up the like After Effects template, I don't fucking know how to do that.
See, Dave handled all that. Me, I just sat back and made content.
Well, and we hired somebody that's very, very good at projection too, to go out there and help us measure it and make sure that we're getting all the resolutions right and all of that stuff. So we kind of collaborated. But it's like, and then, you know, but then we got the measurements, and then I completely rebuilt the building in Cinema 4D based on all the photogrammetry. But once you get that all done and you know it works, it's like you just get a blank template every time and just have some fun. There's no more worry about it anymore, except for maybe, you know, does this color work? But
is it like a fixed projector that's like not going anywhere?
There's 12 projectors actually.
Okay.
On the building. So it's basically six projections double stacked.
Okay.
And so when it's all said, I mean,
just to make it brighter.
Yeah, just to make it brighter and also have kind of a fail safe, because what happens is, like, you know, one of them, you know, takes a crap or something, you know.
Yeah.
But
and is it a show that's like running like every night? Yeah. Like it happens like once a night?
It runs every 15 minutes.
Oh wow.
For like 4 hours or something like that. So it's continually going.
That's friggin' sweet.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but I've got a picture. It's on our website. There's like a picture of all the projectors stacked.
Oh shit! Okay.
Whole projector room.
That's me.
Servers.
Back when I was skinny.
See, they're huge projectors. Those
are your big boys. Those are your big boys.
They're old and they're 4x3, but the thing is, when you're combining all this stuff, it really doesn't matter because it's just about pixels. It doesn't matter what aspect ratio. So it was actually better to have these. They fit better in the canvas as 4x3s. So big old long lenses. I'm sure that these things originally were probably, oh, God knows how much these projectors cost originally. Luckily, they had them just sitting around.
Yeah, right.
You know, so that's good.
That's sweet. That's definitely awesome.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
So should we talk everydays?
Still,
let's talk some everydays. Because like I feel like in the past, I don't know, you've really stepped up your game quite a bit in the past like year or so, you know, because I was going through the everydays looking at previous ones and like, there's
a lot of garbage.
It could be.
There's a lot of garbage in there. I was shocked at how much garbage there is.
What I'll say is, and maybe I've gotten to the point where I'm seeing so many sheeples out there that it's like I'm used to this.
Okay, let's have a talk. Let's have a talk. I kind of feel like, I don't know, like it's a little.
You know what? Okay, here's the thing.
The name sheeple sounds.
Yeah, you
are. I don't like that much.
You're in
fan art.
Yes, fan art.
And it's not even
People
fan art,
inspired Cinema 4D art.
See, and that's where I think everybody's inspired by stuff. I think that I don't know, like when I was like learning to like design and stuff, there was a collective from France called Pliix, and this was 20 years ago. And they did this like little e-baby thing and like fucking, you know, they did a bunch of awesome stuff. One of the people in this collective was this designer, Genevieve Gauckler. And you can look her up. But I did stuff for a number of years that was literally just boom, like total rip-off of her style. 100%. Like, you would look at it, look at this, and be like, wow, that's the same fucking thing. Like, that's a total fucking rip-off, like, rip-off.
Right.
And I think that's just, it taught me, like, I think that's just part of, like, learning and, like, growing. I think the difference now is you can see this stuff because of Instagram.
Right,
like,
right.
There's 1,000 bands that started out and they're just fucking rip-offs of Nirvana, of Foo Fighters, of whatever, of Imagine Dragons, of whoever. You just don't like hear them, but they're there. They're on SoundCloud. Like, there's a bunch of people ripping these people off. That's just like part of learning. So I kind of feel like,
well, no, I agree with you,
because it's sort of like, because they haven't quite found their voice yet, is kind of like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I feel like it's...
And I will agree with you. I am absolutely guilty of creating my own Beeple renders quite a few times when playing around and whatever. It's something that we all do as artists, right? You know,
but it's more like, I don't know. I think there's maybe also somewhat giving me too much credit for something that's like, okay, it's just a ripoff of Blade Runner and Tron and all this other bullshit. Like,
right?
I didn't invent, like, it's just everybody's just ripping off Star Wars. It's just all fucking like a ripoff of Star Wars and shit that was like designed a long time ago. So it's like,
right, but like these people don't necessarily know that. Like they think they're just ripping you off when in fact true. You're ripping off someone else.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I don't know, like I don't know.
Yeah, like Mark says, like, everything is a remix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like I think everybody, and I'm definitely, because a lot of people, ask, where do I get inspiration? I get inspiration from other people's work. So my stuff is absolutely a like rip off of like 1,000 people's work. Like it's definitely like I will see little like shapes or ideas or like, oh, you could put a floating whatever tech thing, whatever, and I'll take that little idea and put it into something. So I mean, like my stuff is definitely to act like it's this like beacon of originality that everybody's just drawing from this well. It's like, okay, that's to me a little like I'm not sure about that.
Well, how about the stories? How about the stories you wrote recently?
What do you mean? What about them?
The accompanying
stories. That Year of Our Lord.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
No, I just wanted to like, I don't know. I actually don't remember what like just the first one. It's just kind of like, I think it would be cool to like to do more of that, to like just write little stories, because I think it's something I'd like to like practice, just getting like sort of better at. Because I think for me, it's very hard. It's definitely not something that kind of like comes naturally. It's something that it's like, I can't do it. A lot of times I don't have at first it was like, I'm going to do it every day.
Right.
And then it was sort of like, okay.
I was curious. I was like, oh man, is he going to add this to his everyday too?
Yeah, it was sort of like, I don't know.
Or you were just like, okay, I've done this 2 days in a row. If I keep going, I'm going to have to do this every day. Otherwise, I need to stop now. Otherwise, it'll be 10 years later.
Yeah, it definitely changes the like minimum viable product to something I can do in like 5 minutes to something that's like probably more like 10, 15 minutes. But I mean, I could obviously just put out some stupid whatever. So it's like, I'd rather do it when it's a little, but that's the thing. It's kind of a trade-off, because then I like will write much less. Like if I don't make myself do it, then I'll probably write, I definitely will write way, way less. So I don't know. I'm coming up on January 1st here. We usually kind of make some sort of adjustment. So maybe we'll add that in the mix. I don't know.
Do you have anything that you got in mind that you can talk about yet?
As far as
like, every year having kind of a different play or a different idea of.
Oh, I was just thinking maybe like adding, like doing like a story, trying to do a story with the like picture. Okay. Yeah, I think, to be honest, before I was trying to like, kind of like learn a bunch of different tools and stuff, and like, okay, 3D code and blah blah blah. Honestly, I'm like not that interested in. There's not that many other tools right now that I'm really like that interested in learning.
Yeah. What's your main arsenal right now? Because Cinema 4D. At the beginning of the year,
exclusively Cinema 4D.
Yeah,
I don't go into ZBrush. I don't go into Fusion 360. I don't go into anything. I almost never model anything. I don't make textures anymore. I don't use Substance Designer. I download stuff that's already made.
Okay. And so a lot of Kit Bash stuff?
A lot of Kit Bash stuff. A lot of Turbo Squid. A lot of Adobe stock. I guess this is live or whatever, but we'll cut that last part where I said Turbo Squid. We still got a couple months of so Yeah, but I just like I don't like I'm not that interested. There's certain like tiny things where it's like crowds. I would love to know how to do crowds in Houdini. Like the things you can do with crowds are like fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Have you now you know X particles, right?
I know X particles.
Yeah, you can do some crowd simulations in X particles.
Yeah, you can. And there's other like there's a piece of software called Anima.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, so there is some other like crowd things, but it's more like the ragdoll physics type stuff. Like that would be like super fucking awesome to do. I think like if you could like, I've got like a bunch of ideas where it's like, oh fuck, if I could like, you know, have that ragdoll physics, like oh, that'd be so fucking sweet. But it's like the learning curve to get to that one tiny like feature that I want is like so high. Like it's you know, and I'm sure there's a million Houdini people like, it's not that easy. And it's like, shut the fuck up. It is fucking hard. Like there's a real learning curve to like fucking Houdini. And it's something that you need to gauge against the usefulness of it.
Yeah.
Because time spent learning stuff is time spent is taking away from time that you could actually be like making stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm very kind of cognizant of the cost of learning new shit.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. At the beginning of the year, let's see how far you've come from where you said you were going to do at the beginning of the year. I think at the beginning of the year, you said you were going to start jumping into like Redshift more and like maybe jumping into some Houdini stuff. Like how much have you done?
Happen. The Houdini stuff did not happen at all. I said at the beginning of the year I was going to do Houdini.
Yeah, something like that. I think you posted something like, something like that. Like, this is what I like to do at the beginning of the year.
Don't doubt that. Yeah, I definitely didn't know Houdini stuff. I don't even think, like, my license, I'm pretty sure, I definitely don't even have it on this computer. I don't even think I have an active license anymore.
Yeah,
that's
ours
funny.
Expired, too, and we're like,
well... No, I've got probably 40 hours in Houdini.
Yeah.
It's more than me.
40, 60 hours in it.
Yeah.
And I could do some fucking squishy blah, blah, blah stuff. I could.
Right, but that's the problem.
This was like a year ago.
Yeah, you come back and you're like, how did I do that again? And you got to learn it over.
That shit's long gone.
Yeah.
So it's like I would be starting at absolute square one. Like, how the fuck do you double click on the node? What does it do? Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck is all this shit? Like, you know, how do I turn the camera?
Right. Yeah.
Just dumb shit like that. Yeah, all the like complete basics.
I swear, like all of these programs, it's 90% like just knowing how to get around.
Yeah. That is a big thing, and like, you know, you haven't even gotten to the like, you know, crowd simulation stuff. It's like, how do I move the camera over there?
Yeah.
That might take you like 45 minutes to. How do I orient the camera like this?
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not even like learning about the crowd simulation thing. That's just like sunk cost of like, you want to be at the fucking big boys table with this tool. Like, this is what you need to learn. This is, you know, that's the price of entry or whatever.
Billy wants to know if you use Megascans or Polygon at all.
I don't use Polygon. I haven't looked at that.
It's pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I use GameTextures.com.
Okay.
This one I like that one a lot. Polygon. I've looked at it a little bit, and it looks really good. I also use that real displacement textures. Stuff that seems like it's fairly similar to the Polygon stuff.
So does GameTextures.com have like all the different
maps? It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like normal maps, displacement maps, spec, office, whatever. So it's like kind of like that's why it's sort of like I'm not gonna fucking go into Substance Designer and spend hours making an asphalt texture. I can pick from like fucking 40 asphalt textures.
Or you can buy the new one that Chad Ashley just made.
There you go. Yeah, I've got that. Frickin', I haven't even opened that up yet, but
We got it too.
A fucking
By the way, Dave, we got it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome fucking like badass materials there. And the thing I do really like about that, and I think I mentioned that when I like tweeted it out though, is that it's in the library. Because that's the one thing I really don't like about these game textures and Polygon that I will definitely say, check out that Grayscale Gorilla. I'm not getting paid to like say this, whatever. But that Grayscale Gorilla thing with it being all in the library, just like good to go, like no fucking around, like putting in all the stupid maps. Like I hate doing that. It's so like time consuming and like tedious and like
See, Polygon came out with a plugin that will do that for you. It will find the folder and it will pull it all into Octane automatically and set it up. Like you point it in a folder. And so I've been taking those and I've been every time I do new ones, I paste them into like an empty C4D file. And eventually I'm just going to put it in my own library and just have those textures. Because Matt and I were talking about this. We always download like the same textures over and over again.
I'll download the same wood texture at least 15 times every month.
Hey, why aren't you building a library?
Yeah, because I'm stupid.
It's
anytime I make... But just drop it into the content browser. Anytime I make a texture, put it in the content browser. So it's like... So I don't honestly have to do it that often. And to be honest, you'd be surprised how much I like use the same like, 10 textures over and over because I know what I'm gonna get. Like it's not like I know what sort of like look I'm going for, and I know how to like tweak those textures to sort of like get close to that. So I don't like use like a freaking billion textures or whatever.
Because are you still exclusively in Octane, or are you using Redshift more? Or like, because I knew you said you were going to jump into Redshift, and everyone was like, "Oh, people's using Redshift now." So like, and you called like one of yours like Red One or something like that, which was like, so I don't know how much are you actually using it?
I would say I've used Redshift on about probably 30 or 40 every days.
Okay.
Total.
Okay.
So not that.
And what was the push to try it? Was it to like?
No, everybody's
I know specifically
jerking each other off over it. This is the fucking second coming of Jesus. Holy shit! Let's fucking This is fucking God came down and he created a beautiful magical renderer for us humans, us mere mortals to use. And then I open it up and the fucking thing crashes like all the fucking time. It's like, I don't know, it crashes all the fucking time. I had to have, be quite honest, I had to have somebody from Redshift come and like make it work on my computer. They had to remote into my computer.
Really?
And set up the fucking license. And it was like, what the fuck was that? And they were like, oh, it was like something. And I've had people like, there was another project that kind of one of the things where I just stopped using it is I had this project and it kept fucking crashing. I could not render it. It would render 1 or 2 frames and it was an animation. And I sent it to them and I was like, what's this? And they're like, sent me a reply back like 3 weeks later being like, we'll look at it, and never fucking heard from them. It's like, I couldn't render it. And it's kind of like using like a bunch of sort of like spotlights that would be really good in Redshift and would, arguably take, it would be very hard to do in Octane. Because of how their volumetrics are.
Right.
And to be honest, that was almost the entire draw for me was the like volumetrics with Redshift. The rest of the stuff, having a million passes, I don't use them fucking million passes. Like, you need to do concert visual stuff. Like, it's usually like quick enough. You're not fucking rendering out 16 billion passes and copying this shit together. And I'm certainly not doing that for every day. It's like, I don't have time to fucking do that. So, doing, I don't need fucking VFX, ILM, TD fucking pipeline shit. I need something that's quick, something that's hopefully stable. It was not remotely fucking stable. It crashed constantly. I don't like that you can't use NetRender because I have 2 boxes. And being able to like use all those boxes on one viewport to me is very beneficial.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like fucking fast as shit. So it wasn't really any faster as far as that. So it's kind of like, to be quite honest, I didn't, think their service was anything to write home about. They didn't even fucking respond to me. So it was kind of like, I don't know.
I can really
give
see
it a try.
Though. I mean, you got to deal with the nodes and all that stuff. It's like for something you're trying to put together super fast. That's
the other thing.
Sense.
I feel like people are a little like, jacked on this nodes, whereas I agree with you, and I think you've said this before, Matt, that you feel like, they're slower for a lot of things. I'm sorry if I just want a bump map and I just want to dump a fucking JPEG into a bump map and just a slider. That's not faster.
Completely agree.
If you want to make some giant fucking thing, yes, great. Nodes are perfect. I don't want to make that. As I said, I'm not making textures anymore. I'm going to leave that to somebody who makes textures. Yeah. Like, if you fucking are going to spend, 2 days dialing in this asphalt texture, why the fuck would I recreate the wheel? I'm not going to do that.
And I've got people, like,
I'm going to pay $1 for your asphalt texture.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
cool,
totally worth it.
Like, it's 100% worth it. It's not worth my time to, like, recreate these things. So, like, as somebody who's not going to, like, go balls deep in materials, then I really don't, this node thing does not, like, it doesn't gain me almost anything. So I don't like that part of it either. And yeah, there's small things like ambient occlusion, like that's not like, it's a big, last time I talked to like Chad, it was like, oh yeah, you can do it, but it's like this giant fucking kludge workaround where it's like, what? I'm not fucking, for ambient occlusion, it should be a checkbox. Give me a fucking break. Like, I don't know. Just a number of things with it where it's kind of like, I feel like we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here, guys, with like, and not that Octane is perfect by any means. There's a lot that, like,
there's a lot of stuff we want.
There's a lot of things that we want, and there's a lot of things that, I wish were slightly different. But for me, it's still like, for my workflow, and again, nothing, if work, I think that people, like everybody has different needs. So it's like, if Redshift is what works for you, I'm not trying to like dog on it like it's crap. Definitely just sounded like for the last But if it works for you, like, then it's like great. Yeah. But it's like the work I do is a lot more like look dev work. So it's like, I'm interested in just like, it's not as like production. Like, I'm rarely, especially a lot of the like freelance stuff that I do, I'm not the one actually rendering it. I'm handing it off to somebody else and they're doing the like final render. Right. And so it's sort of like, maybe they put it into Arnold, or maybe they take it in something else. It was more just about coming up with the like look and feel of it.
Right.
So for me, I just want something that's like really quick. And the 3.08, I'm still on 3.08, but it's really like rock solid, like rarely ever crashes. And like, there'll be days where it's like, I'll go like almost a week and I'll like, all the like everydays and stuff are still open. Like, I haven't closed Cinema in like,
that's funny.
So it hasn't crashed in like a week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I'm using it all day, every day. So it's, to me, like the stability problems, there's no stability problems with the version I'm using. The drivers I have, it's like, don't fucking touch it. It's fucking broke.
Don't fix it.
Yeah, I'm not fucking like, it's good.
4 has been pretty good for us. The biggest problems that I've been having are when I am causing it to have VRAM issues, but it's my fault.
Yeah, I had an issue going from version 4 RC5 to version 4 RC7, where like our spotlights and it just wasn't reading the light. So
but there's little things like this week. One of the things that I did is you can't render a render instance in Octane.
Yeah.
Right. So one of the things that I realized this week, I thought I had set up everything right, but I'm doing like hundreds and hundreds of cars on a highway. And so I thought I had my order of operations correct because I had my instances of the pieces of the cars for each individual cars. They were just regular instances. And then I was render instancing with the cloner object that was causing like copies of the cars to go out on the highway. And all of a sudden I pull it up and it's like 44 million polygons. And crash, and I'm like, okay, so I flip it the other way, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, 2 million polygons. I'm like, okay, you got to get that order right. It's a big deal.
So that's what you were running into with the VRAM, because honestly, I really almost never have that issue, but
well, it's because it has out of core geometry, but there's still, I've found some hangups with it. So I can do 44 million tries on the 2080, but it's
do you have one of those 2080s?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's pretty. It didn't start on fire yet.
It didn't. No, it's not the TI. It's the regular one.
Oh, was it just the TIs?
Just the TIs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a great. I'll put it in the show notes. There's a great comparison, like a test that people did. They had them send in the TIs that weren't working, and they were able to run them through and figure out like what was causing it. I guess the conclusion is that they're not failing at any higher rate than any other cards. It was just a lot of media hype.
Yeah, well, I don't know fucking media hype cost me a lot of goddamn money in that stock price. Jesus Christ. God. Stock has just been getting fucking crushed, including today. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
It's two things. They missed some, quarterly whatever. I think their earnings were slightly not great. And then there's just, a fucking huge glut of, they have a huge oversupply of cards from all the stupid crypto bullshit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then these 2080s were kind of, it sounds like, I mean, they're good in one sense with the RTX stuff, but it's a little there's some, kind of kinks they have to work out. And I think some people were not, is the performance, I don't know, it didn't seem like it was that much better.
It's not that much better, but.
From what I've heard, it's not that much better for gamers, but it's much, much better for us.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's 30% better for us.
And
it's
30%
faster.
When everything's incorporated into these render engines, all the RTX stuff. It's just not out there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, seeing those demos, it's just oh my God, that. I mean, I guess if I had to pick one thing that I would I some technology or tool that I think would be super awesome to learn, where I would probably get the most mileage. It's Unreal Engine, because it's you're looking at those renders and it's okay, that is literally 1,000 times faster. If I rendered that might be a minute a frame, and that's 60 frames a second. It's if you do that math, it's okay, that's what, 1,800 times faster.
Yeah.
So it's that's insanely faster.
Have you looked at any of the real-time renderers you render?
Oh yeah, those guys sent me something. I'm kind of watching it from a distance, just because it doesn't seem like it's quite feature
not quite
wise.
people ready.
I don't know about people ready, but it's not. It doesn't quite seem like feature-wise. It's kind of there yet.
But Unreal is coming out with the Cinema 4D plugin. They're talking about building that, and Octane is coming to Unreal, and it's you're going to have this great integration with C4D in Unreal pretty soon.
Well, what I'd rather have than that, because again, I don't want to learn how to fucking move the camera, relearn how to move the goddamn camera or scale something.
You would rather do something in Cinema and then render it out in Unreal?
No, I would rather do it in Cinema and have a fucking real-time renderer in Cinema. I wish, I wish that U-renderer, I wish that, or Octane would build a stripped-down real-time version that was 90% of the fidelity, but a bazillion% of the speed. That to me would be fucking awesome.
Or Unreal integration into Cinema 4D the other way. That would be great.
That would be fucking perfect too. But it's I really don't want to I would really rather not work in another environment and the dynamic. I mean, there's a million things. It's dynamics. It's I can do that in 2 seconds. Tag, boom, done. Versus okay, how the fuck do you do that? And I just want to drop a box. How the fuck do I do that in Unreal? That's a day. That's an afternoon.
Yeah. See, Unity felt a lot like Cinema 4D the first time I opened it. It really feels.
Yeah.
What
did you did
4D.
something? Did you do some project with that?
I was just messing around. I made some little games just to learn it, but that's as far as I got. I did the little game with the 3D dick butt character where you had to like capture the dick butts. I don't remember what I did. The problem is I created it and the next day my computer crashed and the hard drive died, so it was gone. So I still have a copy of the game, but I don't have the code.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
But I need to get back into that. Like I've got time for that. But
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like one of those things where it's like, let's pause everything. Let's just find this magical window of time where you're just sitting around with your fucking thumb up your ass, like, I want to learn today. I'm gonna just, piss away the.
So how much free time do you actually have?
For what?
Like, this is a great segue into a topic I have written down.
Yeah,
I was thinking about this last night. I think this is a good topic for all three of us.
Okay, so
very little. Like I should be working right now. Like I'm gonna have to like work like a fuck ton more. Like no.
I'm right there with you. I'm right back in these cars after the show.
Yeah. So yeah. Actually, I saw somebody say that EV for Blender. Yeah, that definitely. Yeah. I've been hearing a lot about Blender. Like people are pretty like jacked on Blender now. It seems.
Yeah.
It seems like it's. I don't know, which is funny because I honestly didn't even realize that Blender was open source. Like somebody was just talking to somebody who used Blender and they're like, "Oh, well, it's open source." But I'm like, "What?" I thought it was just like a small company. I did not realize that.
It's been I mean, I've used it a few times. Like that's the first 3D program that I learned, but very little about. Sure. Very, very little. But the fact that it was free, I was all like, "Heck yeah. Let's do this."
It's a great way to get your foot in the door, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, it seems very like full featured, like in terms of. I mean, anything you can do in any of these other ones, more or less, you could do in that one, like in terms of render quality and dynamics and character animation and all this other.
They've got a ton of really cool particle stuff as well. Like I've used Blender before for like actual like water simulations and stuff that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, that EV thing. That's pretty much what I would like to see. In 40 something very fast, but like it doesn't. Especially because a lot of the stuff that I do now, like if it's not like concert visuals, it's for like fucking Instagram type bullshit where it's just gonna get compressed to hell and looked at on a tiny ass little screen, and it's like. The screen's cracked and like,
Instagram stuff for you or Instagram stuff for your clients?
Both. Instagram stuff for me or like the Adobe stock thing. I've got a thing coming up with HP where it's like, this is just going to live on Instagram on a tiny ass cracked screen. It does not need to be fucking, a full Arnold pipeline level quality of like, fidelity.
Right.
It needs to be like, I want to get the idea out there like fucking quick and like, I don't know.
Did you see, by the way, speaking of the render engine thing, did you see Aaron Coverett's his new still life thing that he did? Like it's been blowing up. Like it's.
What is it?
All the
can you pull it up into this thing?
Yeah, pull it up into the screen.
Oh yeah,
fancy freaking screen here.
Put it on the fancy.
Look at
screen.
this. Okay, what is this fucking like? It's even got the like transition there.
That's yeah. It looks like
what is this?
He did this still life. So I guess these are
these photogrammetry.
Yeah, he took pictures. I think with his cell phone.
Oh, did he do that? I couldn't tell from this.
Yeah, he took them. Wow, this is insane.
But this is a great breakdown. I'll post a link to this in the show notes as well, so you can check it out. But this is,
that's dope.
I mean, the pieces of corn, but this is Octane, and David Brodeur did a similar piece with Redshift a couple weeks ago. That's still kind of a lot of people are getting into still lifes right now.
Wow. Those are freaking dope.
So good.
Yeah, that is insanely good. Yeah, and to me, that's where I go back to, like, I mean, the whole, like, render wars thing. It's like everybody won. All of the fucking renders are, like,
that's a good way of thinking about it.
Like, who won the render wars? We did. Everybody did.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
The war on drugs, right?
Well, I don't know. I feel like everybody lost that. That one is kind of the opposite.
Or did the drugs win?
Lost. The drugs won. The drugs got us there. But it's like, if you want something rock solid, that's like amazing quality, you got Arnold. If you want something that's GPU based, but it's got like more passes and like awesome volumetrics, you got Redshift. If you want something that's crazy fucking fast, you've got Arnold. If you want something that sucks, you've got B-Ray. If you want like, there's something for everybody there.
Sage said the drugs at least won in Canada. We know they won in Canada.
Yeah,
I sure did.
Funny. In California and
Colorado, like 30
Washington,
other states.
And,
Michigan.
Shout out to my boy Smearballs.
Yeah,
Smearballs.
At first, when I saw him in here, I'm like, wait, he knows these guys, and then it was like, wait, I know him through this.
That's funny. That's really funny. I love Smearballs. He just speaking of him, he just released a new Deadmau5 music video. Yeah.
So the like fucking worm things. Yeah. Yeah. No, I like I reached out to him after seeing him on your like show and like met up with him at FITC Toronto.
Yeah.
Here, so yeah.
Super cool dude. I love that guy.
For sure.
So the one thing I wanted to talk about was the work-life balance thing, because we got kids and stuff.
Yeah. Plus, if you're okay, so on average, how long does an everyday take?
Probably around 2 hours, I would say.
Okay, so on average 2 hours, right? And if you're like, pumping out an 8-hour day for clients or something like that, then you add 2 hours on top of that for your everyday. That only leaves so much time for your family.
Well, that's the thing where I work from home and I don't ever see friends ever. I don't know anybody in Charleston. I never see friends. I never go out. It's pretty much working and spending time with my family. Like, that's it. We'll watch like one 20-minute episode of something at night. Occasionally it'll be an hour-long episode of something, but that's about it. But otherwise, my wife's home all day, so see her a ton. The kids are fucking, I try and keep the door shut, but they've been, I haven't been super vigilant about that. So they're in here every 2 seconds.
That's what Matt was doing before the show. He's like, get out of here. I don't want you to hear people cussing.
It's true.
So I see them pretty much as I could, like far more, even if I was working like a 9-to-5 job with, out of the home that was just like punch in and blah, 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 punch out rate there, I would still see the kids way less than I do, because it's like, I'm here, every day we eat lunch together. I usually don't eat breakfast, but I'm down there, as soon as they wake up in the morning to the time they go to bed every single day.
That's awesome.
So, I see the kids. Luckily, even though I'm like working a shitload, I still see the kids all day.
Yeah.
And so, that kind of, I would say the like hanging out with friends is the piece where it's like that is like the piece that I don't have.
But then you go and have parties or like you travel a lot, right?
Well, that's where I mean,
you've been. Stuff. Let's see. This past year, where all have you been? You've been France, Greece. Where else? L.A., Toronto,
Seattle, Toronto.
Yeah.
And then I went to San Francisco and did another party after that. Like 2
I heard about that. That's hilarious. What was the? How many people showed up to that one?
So that one they were kind of like trying to like keep a bit smaller or whatever, and we weren't trying to like advertise it a ton. Yeah. But it was at that Obscura Digital, which is really cool. Do you know about that dome thing that they're doing in Vegas? Oh my God, yeah, you gotta look this up. Google Obscura Digital. I don't know what the fuck the dome thing's called, but you'll see it. They're owned by MGM now.
Okay.
They're building this dome in Vegas that's like, I think it seats 14 or 17,000 people, and the entire dome is LEDs.
Whoa.
So the entire fucking thing is going to be one giant ass screen, and the outside of it too.
Jeez.
So there's like the outside of it, you'll be able to put crazy shit on, and the inside of it, the entire thing is LEDs.
Jeez.
Is this it right here? I can't tell.
No.
It looks something similar though.
Way bigger than that.
Oh, really?
it seats like 14,000 people.
Have they actually?
Oh wait, that could be the inside of it. That might be the inside of it.
It looks like this might be projected though, not LED. I'm not sure. I can't tell from this.
That might be, but it's kind of hard to see from that angle that it's like the entire, like, everywhere you look in the dome.
Yeah. Oh, I guess this is OK Go. That's why they have.
See if you can find something that's outside the dome, because then you can see the, like, scope of how big it is. Yeah.
It's Obscura.
Obscura Digital Vegas Dome.
Okay, let me try that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like this will be like, I think one.
Holy cow, that is crazy.
Oh, so it's okay. The concept.
Yeah, that's how fucking big it is.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
How are they even gonna build that?
They've got a 3D model in the like warehouse there. So they are a content company, and part of the reason I like know them is G-Monk works there.
Right.
So I was like, oh, can you have a party? Sort of like this other thing is like, can you have a party at Obscura, whatever? And so they've got like a dome there, or like sort of probably it's about like this big model of it, and it is just like with all the like little people like to scale, and it is just like, oh my, you can kind of like stick your head in it and see like, oh shit, like it is crazy as fuck.
Billy said, bro, it's literally a portal from the Beepleverse. The big people come through that.
The big people?
Yeah, they're going to have, so they're building one in Vegas, and I think that will be done in like 2021.
Okay.
Ish. And then they're building another one concurrently in London.
Wow. Do you happen to know what the pitch on the pixel width is?
I have no idea.
Okay, I think
they said the full resolution. I think, don't quote me on this, but I want to say they said it's like 18,000 by 18,000.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's, again, I could just be pulling a number out of my ass, but
which that's pretty good. But
when you think about it, that to me,
it's spread over the entire thing, so you've got to have it at least something like that. So yeah,
like it is gonna be insane. So it was like, oh man, it'd be super fucking dope to like meet those people or whatever, and I got to like meet the like owner and shit, and like it was super cool. So yeah, they're definitely a company to look out for there.
Billy says we're gonna need a bigger render farm.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, so they I guess MGM sort of had this idea, or they kind of had the idea, and MGM bought the entire company. So that
wow,
Obscura is actually owned by is it MGM now? No, I'm not MGM. No, Madison. It's not MGM. It's Madison Square Garden. Sorry.
Okay.
Madison Square Garden.
Oh, so it's going to be Madison.
So first they're going for the square, and now they're going for the sphere. Yeah. Okay. Then Madison Cube Garden. Just in. Yeah, there we go.
Like Futurama.
Yeah. No, so that's fine.
Are you still flying drones or anything like that? Messing around with some drones or?
No, that's another thing that's gone out the fucking time window. Yeah. I would say like my brother probably, because we both kind of like went in on the Mavic. Yeah. I would say all told, we've probably got like 20 to 30 hours. I personally, time flying it is probably like an hour. Like, jeez. We never fucking like get it out or whatever, so which sucks because it's so fun. Like it's just like the fucking sweetest thing. It's so fast. Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, and I've got the goggles too.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, dude, the goggles are awesome. It's so fun because it moves the gimbal.
So when you look around, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want one.
It's not stereo, obviously, because there's only one camera, so you're staring at like a flat screen. Right. But yeah, it moves the gimbal like it's freaking sweet. It is. That is cool. It makes you a little like you couldn't do it for a long time because
it's like Oculus Rift
It's like DK1.
Yeah,
like,
DK1.
Maybe between DK1 and DK2, but it's freaking sweet though. It is cool to just be like, you know, freaking looking around.
I feel like you're gonna fall the whole time, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. But yeah, we like freaking never use that.
So what do you do for fun then?
Fucking work. I do every day. That's it.
There you go.
Like, I freaking.
So you do at least enjoy these everydays, right? You enjoy your job, right?
I mean, yeah, I do.
That's put you on the spot.
No,
you're like, no, I hate this. I hate everything.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, 8 o'clock at night. It's like, if I didn't have, you know, 11 years of streak going, it would have been like, I'd probably just sit down and watch a movie. Like, I want to see that Black Klansman, but, you know, that's probably going to be a while before I get to see that.
Yeah.
It's like, there's not many nights where I have, you know, 2 hours free to, like, watch something.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, I enjoy it, you know, but it's also like, you know, the grass is always greener, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're a lot faster at it now than you were before.
Yeah.
I mean, yes and no. It's kind of like it's changed. I'm faster. Like, yeah, I could create something that I created 3-4 years ago in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like boom, 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 boom. All the shit's in the content browser. It's done.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, but it's sort of like, it's not like my sort of expectation has kind of like gone up for what I should be able to do because of the like tools that I have. That it's like, okay, I'm starting with a whole building done. I don't need to model this building. So like, you know, I feel kind of like it's cheating just being like, well, here's this render of a building. It's like, well, I didn't fucking render that. Like, I didn't fucking model that.
Yeah.
Or design it. So it's kind of like, feels like I need to like take that thing and start from there, and then like, what's the next thing? What can I do with this as just being a tool? This is just being like the paintbrush. Is buildings that I didn't model. I look at it as like almost like a plug-in, where it's like, you know, you could use thinking particles, or you could write your own little espresso particle system, or you could use, you know, you could view X particles. It's like, well, that's cheating. It just like does all this shit for you. Or you take X particles and make something fucking amazing, like with that as the starting point. So I look at the like all of the like stock models and stuff like that is like, that's the starting point now. That's the like tool. What can I do with that sort of tool? So yeah, I've gotten faster, but it's like sort of my expectation for what I should be able to do in 2 hours has kind of gone up. That it's sort of
that's why Kit Bash is so popular, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, to me, it's like super fun because it's sort of like, oh, here's all these fucking badass shapes that are like,
it's
you know,
Legos
like,
for adults.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. It's like I could just get like, here's this fucking like sets, and I've got like a shit ton of sets, like all different like sets that it's like, here's all this, and you know, I've got like not just Kit Bash with like machine things, like I've got a shit ton of like animals, I've got a bunch of like people, and I've got a bunch of buildings.
That's why we've seen some of the animal stuff as well. That we've seen.
Like Daz 3D or whatever, they gave me, they were like hooked me up with this like thing that was 800 gigabytes
of my god,
content. It's like I couldn't even like download it all. It was just like I just go in there and like type something in, and it's like download the model, and it's like right there.
Jeez, nice.
So it's like there's tons of like animals with like that as well. So it's sort of like there's tons of different like sets of things.
Yeah. So you can play with. So you've got So going to your everydays, you know, we've seen a whole bunch of them because, you know, we do the People's People segment, you know, and so you see different stories throughout. For example, like, you know, the corporate ones, like the Facebooks and the Googles and the Amazons and the McDonald's and stuff. And then you got a whole separate thing, which is like your animal ones where they're like mechanical animals or like, you know, tubes coming out of these animals. And then you got the other ones, which is like the emoji wars and stuff like that, you know? Like, it's like...
That's because I just get, like, tired of, like, doing the same thing. So I've kind of had these, like, concurrent sort of, like, emoji things. Like that's kind of one sort of idea, but it's like I don't really feel like doing that like every single day.
Right.
So it's like I'll do something and then it'll like move on to this, or just, you know, then I'll just put in like a fucking shitty one because I had no motivation that day. And so it's sort of like there's a lot of like concurrent sort of like moods or themes, just because I don't always I'll have an idea for something like, oh, I should do that at some point, but then it's like, you know, I sit down and it's 9 o'clock and it's like, yeah.
So there's never
just throw a guy in there, throw some fucking shiny whatever. Like,
there you go.
Just be done.
Just
be done.
So there's never like a story that you want to tell. Is there ever a story that you want to tell? Like, I mean, I feel like the corporate ones, you know, I feel everyone always feels like you're telling, like you're saying sort of a statement there, you know?
It's more of a tongue-in-cheek thing. Like, I think that's the other thing that I think people think that, which you would, that's what I think anybody would get the impression that I'm like against Facebook or I'm against Facebook. I'm not against Facebook or Google. I own stock in Facebook, Google, Amazon, Netflix, Apple. Like I own stock in all these things. I hope those companies do great. I hope they do really fucking great. I hope they take over the fucking world. They'll make me a shit ton of money.
Right.
So, and I think there's a lot of like people dogging on these things. It's really easy to dog on Facebook and stuff like that, but it's like I think you take for granted all the good things of these companies, that it's like, you know, like just being able to connect with all these artists, and like how am I going to see that kids? How did you see that kids still life thing?
Yeah, you're right.
Did you see it on Facebook? Did you see it on Google?
Posted it on
Did
Facebook.
you see it on Twitter?
Yeah.
Like you just take for granted. It's like, otherwise, what's the alternative? The alternative is I've got a bunch of artists I follow, and then I just go to their website every day. Did you do anything? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do anything? No? Okay. Or I don't go to the website, and then it's like, oh shit, 6 months ago they did this super awesome thing. Well, I didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
That's the alternative. That's how it was before. I look at how many artists I'm used to, like I'm influenced or that I can follow now and follow them. And it's way more with Instagram. It's like insanely more artists that I can follow and know who they are and like keep up with them, and like, oh sweet, they're kind of delving into this. Like the amount of, you know, just pure sort of like information that you're getting from these platforms is so freaking high. Like it's, I don't know. And I think people take that for granted, and they look at the small negative things. Oh, they freaking rush and blah, blah, blah. It's like, don't be so stupid to fucking be influenced by this shit and you'll be fine. Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of, it's really easy to look at the negatives from these and almost take for granted all the like positive things and the communication that you're
now you got to turn it around. Now you got to turn it around and do like some positive Facebook stuff or some positive Google stuff.
Well, actually,
like,
that like, one was actually trying to be. I don't know if you saw. Actually, it was the Year of Our Lord one, where there was like a Russian bot, and it was like Facebook was trying to defend you from that bot. Like it was trying to like. I don't know if you really got that.
I didn't get that.
Facebook was trying to like. If you looked closer, you saw like Facebook Defender, that it was like Facebook was actually trying to like keep you safe from these Russian bots. Because it's like, there's like Russia, like they're fucking playing like real shit. Like they're trying to fuck us up. They're not trying to just sell you some fucking vacuum cleaner or some shit. Like they want to take us the fuck down. So it's sort of like, I look at the you know, is Facebook perfect? No, Facebook's not perfect. They're a fucking company. They do shitty things, like, to make money. That's what every company does, like, to some degree. They want to make money. But it's like, compared to Russia, it's like, I don't know, like, they seem a lot better. So, like, maybe in the future to be like, who's going to defend us? Is the government going to defend us against, like, technological things? Or are, like, these companies going to defend us? I don't know. The government seems like they're pretty fucking inept. Like, maybe we should, like... I don't know. Like, I could see a future. It's not inconceivable to me that we rely on these companies more and more to, like, keep us safe. I mean, look at, like, Gmail spam filters. Email would be almost unusable without spam
Oh,
my Hotmail is basically unusable.
It would be like literally like, this is fucking useless. Like, send me an email. Like, nah, don't send me an email. That's like useless. I'll never see.
The phones are getting that way too.
The phones are getting that way. So it's sort of like, who's gonna like defend us? Is the government gonna like come in? No, AT&T is gonna have to like fucking come in and be like, okay, like let's come up with a solution here. So it's like,
I came up with a solution. They just need to be able to make it so you can whitelist people and you're good.
Yeah, but I don't know. That might work, but
or they have to have a special.
Here you go.
A phone number. They have to have a special code, and it's not something
you can do that now. You just permanently put your phone on do not disturb mode and only let a few people through.
There you go.
There's your whitelist right there.
Yeah, it's definitely. But I don't know. I just feel like it's really easy to rip on Google and Facebook for some of these privacy things when it's like you don't have. The other thing is you don't have to use it.
That's true.
Yeah. Stop using Google. If you don't like it, you don't find the value in that, you are, concerned, stop using Google. Don't do Google searches.
Do DuckDuckGo,
let me know how that goes.
Yeah.
You can go about your life using Hotmail.
Bing.
And no, Bing is advertising too. That's the other thing. It's all of them are the same game. I don't know. I think people are very quick to like sort of, I don't know.
You're funny, Mike. You're funny because like so many people like they see your work and they're like, oh man, he's like punk rock. He's like anti-establishment. You're like, no, dude, I got a ton of stock in this. I hope they succeed.
No, I definitely that shit's tongue in cheek. It's just kind of like it's fantasy stuff to like. Because it's like, I don't know, maybe it will turn super shitty. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg will be fucking emperor of the world and he'll be fucking implanting shit in my head just to like fuck with my whatever. I don't know. But
there it is.
That's the thing for your next short. That's what you should do. Are you Tokyo Megaplex wants to know if you have a goal for your next short. Or if you're gonna do a next short, I guess.
I do. It's mostly done. It's nice. Honestly like It's nothing like any of this other stuff, to be honest, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's mostly done. I'm the end of the year.
Claymation, all claymation, right?
Not that far. It's not that far away. But
you're trying to build the buildings and like greebles and stuff with Play-Doh. Yeah.
It's not quite that far off, but it's not like the everydays.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, let's do the Beeple Sheeple. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, we gotta call it something else, Matt.
Okay, we're gonna Beeple or not Beeple. Beeple or not Beeple. Okay.
I have to say though, in all fairness, Beeple Sheeple, like that is a pretty good name. It does it's very catchy. I will give you that. I will give you that.
So, we will do this as the Beeple version of Beeple's People because these are Beeple's people. All right. So. I went through and I found a whole bunch of everyday renders that people on like the Cinema 4D subreddit or the C4D Facebook page, and I went and I found a whole bunch of them. It was very easy. It only took me 5 or 6 minutes. All right. And then I went back to some of your renders and I tried to grab ones that I think would be the most inconspicuous, like that you might be confused on whether or not you made those or not.
I agree with you. You're not gonna forget.
I think you were gonna.
No chance in hell that I get one of these wrong.
All right.
Prove me wrong, kids. Right. Prove me wrong.
Okay. At any point, do you ever see a render?
Fuck. I had to take a double take on that. That's definitely not mine, but I'm going to be honest. I didn't have to look a little close.
I don't even know the answers. Matt's going to have to tell me.
Not mine.
That's not yours? That is correct. That is correct.
All
Ding.
Right. You need the bell.
I got the bell. That was a little harder than I thought it was going to be.
All right.
A little harder Next than one. I thought. That's mine.
That's yours? That is right. Good job. Good job. All okay. Right. Next one.
This is
not mine.
So, wait, what'd you say?
Not mine.
Wrong. That is yours.
Shut the fuck up. No, it's not.
It is yours. That is yours.
What day?
Hold on. That's throwback.
Hold on. That is throwback. Yes. Oh man, now I gotta find it. I gotta find where it is.
Yeah, find that.
You have to reverse image search that or something.
I will have to reverse image search. Hold on. It's
zoom in on it.
Oh no.
Oh, where is it? Where is it? It was an older one. It was a much older one. Oh, there it is. That is July 20th, 2012.
Okay, fucking 2012. God.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Fine. I told you if you went way back, you might get me.
Oh, and it only took you 3. It only took you 3.
All right, what about this
I know,
one?
I was cocky as shit.
That one was called Dark Day, the previous one.
Okay. All right, what about this one?
Wait, where was it? 2012?
Yeah, I think so. It says 20 July 12, so I don't know if that was what year that was. It's in yeah, it's called Dark Day.
Wait, 20 July 12.
That's what it says on the thing. This is in round 6.
That is definitely
round 6.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, fine, fuck. That's mine.
This one right here?
Yeah.
That is correct. Okay. That is yours. All right, hold on. I need to go to the. All right.
No.
Correct. That is someone else's. All right.
This is hard to do. I should have had a better Beeple viewer of choice.
No.
Correct. That is not you.
I think we're nearing the end.
No.
That is not you. Correct. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, that is you. Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
You remember this one?
I remember that.
This
yeah,
is
that
gross.
was from You're on it.
All right.
Nope.
Ah, correct.
Yeah, you have to go back a couple years. Yes.
Yeah.
That's like recent. 3 months ago.
I know.
Well, but I figured I might be able to get you because there was the mushrooms.
Yes. Mine.
All right. Which one?
Mine.
Yes.
I think that's
it.
Is
that it? That's it. All right, I got you.
Got me on one though. You did get me on one. I said if you went back way far, you might get me.
That's nice.
No, I definitely would not remember the ones way the fuck back like that.
That's good.
Funny. That is funny though. You did get me. You did get me.
All right. Well, is there anything else we want to talk about? I know you got a lot of work you got to do today, and we do too. Do you can think of anything else, Matt?
I don't think so.
No?
Man, I just appreciate you being on the show, dude. You're so like,
dude. I honestly, I listen to it all the time.
I love that you're like, you're seriously so down to earth. Like, just like it's like it's funny what everyone thinks Beeple is not who Beeple is. You know?
And see, it's actually funny you brought that up because I've heard that so many times.
Yeah.
I go to these things and people that I have heard that so many times all over the world. Mm-hmm. People saying, wow, you're not what I expected at all. So it makes me think, what the fuck did you think I was going to be like? What exactly is my online persona?
They thought you'd be dressed like an accountant.
Right.
But I think they're looking for a beard and, you know, a plaid shirt
looking,
maybe.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a Pabst Blue Ribbon in your hand. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I've heard that so many times, and I mean, most of the time, people, it seems like they're kind of like happy, like, oh, you didn't seem like how I thought you'd seem. Like, it doesn't seem like they're saying it like, wow, you didn't seem like I thought you'd seem, like you're a dick or whatever. But it's very like, it definitely always makes me think, it's like, what persona am I like? Kind of.
I think people see your everydays
online.
They see your everydays and they think you are that person. Like you're adventurous or you're against the establishment or you know blah.
And
I don't know.
Super artsy and you've got the flock of seagulls haircut. You know that kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like if you've never like seen anything of me, I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I guess I'm probably more dorky than most people would like expect. It's like, wow, I didn't expect you to be a big fucking dork.
I mean, you know,
cool.
and you
it's like I didn't expect me to be cooler than you, and I definitely am.
But like you've also, you've got these art shows and stuff like that. You've done how many art shows have you done where people have just like featured your work?
Art shows?
Well, yeah, there was the one in New York City, right? Okay, never mind. I feel like every time you go to one of okay, well, I mean, you're talking about Paris Fashion Week,
Yeah.
They're featuring your artwork.
There's been some cool projects here or there, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seems like you have gone past the C4D. You are into the artist realm, like Picasso or no, hold on, or what's the dude? Andy Warhol or something. It's like I'm people.
That. When I fucking sell a fucking everyday for $90 million, then we'll revisit that comparison.
And then you gotta shred it when you're done.
Yeah, right. That was freaking dope.
Yeah,
that was freaking dope. That dude is smart as hell. Like that was fucking dope.
That's funny. All right.
Okie doke. Thank you guys for having me on. Like I've definitely come on anytime. Like I said, I listen to it all the time, and thank you guys for like doing it because it's like it almost feels like it's made exactly for me, even with the like baseball stuff that it's like. But it's like no, it's like all the like same like drones and like renderers and like like all the there's so many like news things like that. It's really all the like topics that I'm interested in. In terms of the like sort of thing, and like guests on, like I've contacted numerous guests that you've had on, like after like hearing that it's like, nice. Yeah, I heard your thing, like, well, like like Nick or whatever, like people like that, where it's just like, I heard you on the thing. Actually, who was it? Just that. Who did you just have on? I contacted. He was gonna get me tickets to that.
Aaron Sorensen.
Yeah.
He's watching right now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I contacted him after, and it was like, after seeing all the like crazy VFX stuff he did, it's like, oh man, like that's freaking super dope. And the Void, I'm like super like fucking super jacked on the Void. Like I didn't get a chance to do it while we were down there, but yeah, definitely like super cool.
Well, you'll have to come into Dallas and try the one here, and then do a DFW C4D with us.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
DFW C4D.
For sure. Wait, what one do you have there?
The Star Star Wars.
Is the Star Wars one?
Right now, Aaron, it's Star Wars in Dallas, right? The Cinemark one.
The Void. Here, I'll look.
I totally need to go see that.
The Void.
Wait, which one did you see?
I saw Ghostbusters in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw the Ghostbusters one in New York. Yeah, which I thought was when the freaking thing flies through you. That was so sweet. Like when it like. Issue or whatever. Oh my god, I was just like freaking. I was just. Oh, that was so fun. Like it was the funnest thing I've done in VR, like by far.
West Plano, Texas. Okay.
Yeah,
we've got the Star Wars. Star Wars: Secrets of the Empire.
Yeah, I would go see that. I'm super like. It sounds super sweet. Yeah, that Star Wars one sounds super dope.
And DFW C4D, by the way, we'll have those clips up hopefully right after Thanksgiving. Like. That was great, by the way. That was a really great turnout.
Yeah, Mike, we need to have you down for the next one.
Yeah, dude. When is it? When are you like?
I don't know, February or March.
Or maybe even if it's the one after that. So we need to have like a 6-month planning time for that one.
Yeah.
Get people to like buy tickets, plane tickets and stuff to get down and all that.
I would say
someday.
Yeah, I think maybe
he's checking his schedule now.
Well, maybe sometime in the summer.
Okay.
Because that March thing, there's already a couple things, and I'd like to hopefully make it out to NAB this year.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, really hang out because the after parties at NAB are so fun.
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, one it's like I was there a couple years ago for like freaking 2 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, I know. I went and found you.
Yeah. No, it's like it definitely seems like it would be super fun. And I was just looking at that media motion ball thing. Like I didn't really even know what that was, and then I like just a couple days ago saw. I was like, oh man, that looks like super freaking sweet. Like
yeah, Billy said the NAB limo. You got to get on the NAB limo this year. The party stretch with the stripper poles and the lights and stuff.
That thing was ridiculous.
We gotta do that
again. You guys
again.
just rented a limo?
Oh yeah. We got a limo for everyone for a couple hours, and it was just drive around.
Yeah, we went to the liquor store and we stopped there, and then we got back in and drove around. It had a great sound system in it. We were like connecting our Bluetooth to it and taking requests, and it was huge. It held like 30 people.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, that'd be dope. That'd be super fun.
Yeah.
So awesomeness. Yeah, get out. Well, I will talk to you guys soon. Definitely. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to do a little wrap up here. You can rate us on iTunes. You can leave a review or subscribe to us on your podcatcher of choice. You can subscribe to our newsletter. We haven't sent anything out in a long time, so we promise you won't get much spam from that. And you can see you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt with the No Brograph, No Mograph tee, the Gate and Simone limited edition shirt, which is still available.
Super limited.
What else? The Paul Babfield the Bab 2020 shirt. All the profits from that go to Doctors Without Borders. And then there's the Render Things shirt and hoodie. I'd like to do a long sleeve of that as well. I love their long sleeves. And then all the secret shirts that are on the Slack channel.
Slack is closed.
Slack is closed again for a little while. But, you know, you can still hit us up on email and whatnot. But if you want to get cool things like the secret Beeple shirt, you got to be on the Slack.
Wait, what are you saying? The Slack is closed?
Well, we have open invites. So basically, you can go online and you don't need an invite from anyone else. You know, so we've got it closed right now so that you can't just like sign up. You got to know someone.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Don't worry, Mike. We'll get you in.
All right, so we'll keep you on here on the live stream for a second so we can wrap up. But until next week, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Mike. I didn't know you were waiting.
Have a good one.
Later, bros.
All right. Okay, you can hit stop. We're still live, but you can hit stop on your recording.
That was fun.
How long does this... What's the, like... I guess that wouldn't be that long, big.
Yeah, it'll be like a gig and a half, maybe.
Oh Jesus, 2.4. Oh.
Honestly, you can save it out to an MP3 if you wanted to. For me, it's not that big of a deal. It gets compressed back to MP3 anyway, so who cares? So, all right, going to
if it's like fucking 320. Should be fine.
All right, everybody live, thanks for listening. We're going to cut off the stream here, so we will see you later.